Hi everybody, welcome back to my channel Devon Mum Budgets. My name is Philippa. I'm a married mum of 2 boys, living in Devon, working in Cornwall, and we are currently working on our budget to save to move to the opposite side of the world. And we are using the zero-based budgeting method to do that. This is our 4th month. Just notice my hair, which gets everywhere. So let's check in for the end of week 2. So let's check in for week 2. I did say in my last video that I have been away on scout camp, and I actually ended up coming back yesterday because my youngest son got really sick. I think he was just dehydrated and then he couldn't keep anything down. So I brought him and my eldest back yesterday because they had enough leaders to sort of run the ratios for the rest of the camp. But they are packing up probably as we speak, getting ready to come home as well today. So our week runs Sunday to Saturday. So let's check in. I've just realised how dirty my nails are. That's from packing up tents yesterday, no doubt. Oh, actually, I did pop out in the garden yesterday as well. So anyway, so last Sunday we did our main food shop at Lidl, which was £114.70, and then some top-up bits from Tesco's. And my husband put £20 in fuel in his car. I've had a few vintage sales this week, so I've made about £22 this week, I think. Anyway, over to Monday was a no-spend day. I was at work. Tuesday is normally a no-spend day, but after work we needed to do some bits. We needed to get a few bits. So groceries, we just needed some, a couple of bits. And then my son had a bit of a cold, so I got those little Calpol diffusers, the plug-in diffusers. I got some little tabs, top-up tabs for those. And I also got myself something, I can't remember what it was. On the Wednesday, I travelled up to Weston-super-Mare. I was, the team that I manage are located up there. So I spent the day up there, which is basically why I did spend money, but I'll explain. So first thing, I popped into Home Bargains because I wanted to get some little solar powered fairy lights for my tent for the scout camp, so that the kids, if they wake up in the middle of the night, they know kind of where to go and whose tent to knock on the door of. So I picked some of those up in Home Bargains. They also had some nice enamel camping mugs, so I got one each for my kids because they've got metal ones which just scold you as soon as you put any hot chocolate in it. And I also got, I think, a drink for myself for the day. So that came to £7.73. And then this evening, but it came out on the Wednesday, I paid £23.81. There's a local council-owned farm near me, and they were having like a summer break day. So they had falconry, animal show, animal talks, stalls, like loads of stuff. And I paid for my mum to take both of my boys to that, and that came to £23. So that came out of the summer break fund. Thursday was the start of Scouts camp, so we did spend a few bits, and I'll explain as we go. So first off, I needed to get a new head torch for my youngest, and I found one in Tesco for £1.90, absolute bargain, and batteries to fuel that. And then I needed to get like a little tarpaulin and some bits, so that came to £10.40. We also got snacks and stuff, so £17.70, really out of personal, but I probably unbudgeted is probably the better way to explain it. And then I got a couple of bits for my tent from Home Bargains and the Range, which I didn't end up using in the end, but that's fine. And then we got to camp. We'd packed up all the trailer in the morning, and then we realised we'd left a whole load of tent pegs back in the stores back home, and the campsite is like over an hour away. So I said, right, I'll go to the local town and get some bits, and I managed to find some. So there's a £1.49 and £10.97 payment for those, which I'll claim back. So they were technically unbudgeted, but I'll be able to claim that money back. So we were away at scout camp here, same here. Box meals came out, and then my husband dropped, so my eldest has had a bit of a wobble about the camp, so he didn't want to stay the first night. He came down the second night. And so my husband dropped him off, so I needed to give him a bit more fuel, which in theory I'll take out of a future week, because when we go on holiday he won't need his fuel money, because we'll go in my car. But yes, so £20 extra unbudgeted, and yesterday was a no spend day. So, oh, and Spotify came out on the Thursday. So this is looking at this week. So £916 and 6p. Sorry, I keep forgetting to zoom in for you guys. Should I put the light on as well? It's a bit dull, isn't it? £916 and 6p came over from the previous week. 42.48 box meals, 16.99 Spotify, and then unexpected spend of £12.46 for Scouts. So that came to 71.93. Our Amazon or Barclays payment still hasn't come out, so who knows why that hasn't. I need to set that up and log in and sort it, but anyway, I'll get around to doing that. So change, you can see just at the top here, I've got £4 and 8p, and we'll pop that in the tin in a moment. And then shopping wise, so groceries was just over budget. Personal, as we said, it was technically unbudgeted, but I just allocated it to my money. Fuel, we ended up on 40 rather than 20, and then we took these bits out. Oh, sorry. Out of the sinking funds. So we end the week 6.50 and 3p. Looking through what cash we've got left is 480, and that's for week 3, 4, 5. I've still got 187.78 in the bank account, so there's some little gap there of £17.78, which is, you know, I'd rather be over than under, let's say that at least. So going into next week is all of that's going over to next week. 667 and 78p, and we should get our child benefit that comes through tomorrow. But like I said, we try and allocate some of that to our kids' savings. So the only thing in theory next week that's coming out is box meals, but I am going to have some expenses. I'm going to have to charge my car, because we are going up to where my dad lives near Portsmouth. I've actually got a work day in Southampton that I'll need to travel for, which is part of the reason that we're going up through the week. But I'll need to charge my car for that. I'll be able to claim some of those expenses back, but that takes a couple of weeks to process anyway. And no doubt we will end up doing stuff whilst we're up there, but I'd hope that will come out the summer binder or the summer wallet. So let's see how the next week goes, eh? And actually, let's add Amazon. I'm not putting it in the budget because I technically haven't budgeted for it to come out this week, and we'll see if it does come out. There we go. So that is the end of week 2. So let's do a couple of things then. I managed to get my hand on some more coin bags this week, so I've actually got bags for everything. So £2 and £1 I'm not putting in here. I've got my little jar and I'm putting them in there, because what I will do at the end of the month is allocate all of that to something, and I'll probably just take it back to the bank or something. Haven't really decided yet. So let's see, we've got 5 20p's. Oh look, we're getting close to another tenner. Oh no, we're not, sorry, it's £10. I had in my head for some reason that we were due to change it in. £3.80, 4, 20, 40, 60, 80. Oh, that's a pound, of course it is. Gosh, my brain. 4.80. Let's put those in there. One 5p, so we've got a nice round £3. 5p's. And 2p. Oh, we are nearly there with the 2p's. £94, and we've got 1 penny, 58. Awesome. Where are the pennies? I've done that. Oh, I've just realised I've done that all really zoomed in. Sorry. Okay. So that's where we are now. So like I said, the pounds and £2 aren't allocating to this. It's literally just a little change. So that will be £1.08, which is there. There we go. So that's our challenge done. And then money for week 3. So we've got 20, 40, 60, 80, 120. That's food shop. £20 for fuel and £20 for me. So next week we will be away. I won't be back till late on the Sunday. So I will do a video when I get the chance. I hope everyone has a really lovely week and your summer holidays are going well. I think we're going out on a walk later today. We're going to go up on the moors and go for an adventure, maybe do some swimming. Have a great week and I will see you next time. Bye.